All right, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and I'm going through a series of videos for the AWD 1000 Web Technologies class that's part of the AWD, or Application Web Development program at Rankin Technical College. And I'm up to where I'm talking about the MobiRise product, and it's time to actually do something. So, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say Sites, create new site, and we'll just call this Demo, which is what it's going to be. Now, when you do this, all right, when you do this, you're not going to have space M, color M, and direct M. I don't remember if you've got MobiRise 3 or not, but I'm just going to use MobiRise. So it's asking me what theme I want to use. So I'm going to click here. The site name is Demo, okay, and I want to use the MobiRise, and I'm going to click OK. There's my demo, and I get this. All right. So if you click over here, what you see is a series of different sections. Menu. You'll have menu, you'll have headers, you'll have sliders, you'll have media, you will have content, you will have article, you will have info, you will have testimonials, you will have social, you will have pricing tables, you will have forms, you will have maps, you will have headers. You will not have the HTML or the wow slider unless you purchase those in the way that I showed in the last video. All right? Now, also, if you look here, what this means is I can choose either one of these menus. So I can drag this one over, and I get what's called a transparent menu. You say there's no menu there. Well, notice if I come in and add a header block, yes, it is. It's right there. There's all my stuff, all right, and there's that. And I can click then in here, and there it is. So I can click there, and I can say to remove the block, and it's gone. Now I can remove this block also, and it's gone, and I'm back to where I started. All right, for now, I'm going to grab the other one. So I'm going to grab, this is a darker one, just so you can see what's going on here. You'll notice as soon as I say that I've added it, that I can't go any further. In other words, I've added them already. All right, so let's take this a little step at a time here. First thing I can do if I want to is I can click on here. Once I click on there, this is keyed off of what are called block parameters. So if I click the block parameters here, notice I can show the logo or I can hide the logo. That MobiRise, now it's shown, now it's hidden. I can do the same thing with the brand name, show or hide or show. Same thing with the buttons. That's that download button there. I can make it sticky. Now this isn't going to look any different, but if it's sticky, what that means is this menu will stay in place even as I add things down below it. I can go to collapse mode. Notice if I go to collapse mode, what happens? Okay. So I can be always in collapse mode. I can make this transparent. Since I don't have anything there, the only thing that's transparent, again, is going to be that block. I can change the color of the block. All right, this is, oh, sorry. All right, I apologize for that. Again, it is Wednesday, May 24th, 2017, and I am today, it looks like, going to become a grandfather for the first time. And that was my wife on the phone, who lives 5 hours away, who has got into her car and is driving here from Illinois to hopefully be there for the birth. So, all right. So I came in here and you can see that the last thing that I did was I changed the color. Okay? Now, let's say I don't want this right here. I want, for this image, I don't want it to be that image. So I can click on the image, and I can click images, and it says, well, what image do you want? Notice it gives you some built-in ones. In fact, let's just use a built-in one just for now. All right, so we'll use this right here. All right, this selected image, and that's fine. We'll just click OK. So now I've got this. I don't want Mobilize. Well, notice I can click on that, and I can call this just dummy link. I know that's kind of stupid. That should have been link. All right. And I can click on this, and when I click on it, I can make it a hyperlink telling it where to go. All right. I only have my one page right now. I don't have any anchors yet, but if I had them, I could go there. I can open up in a new window, and I can open up PayPal. I don't think you're going to get the PayPal on yours. All right, I could be wrong here. So I'm inserting the link. It says dummy link. Boom. It's all set. Okay? Now, it comes automatically with a home, an about, and a contact. If I click on the home, I can tell that where to go. So I'm on the home page, so I don't want to do anything with that. I can change the color. So I believe these are the only color selections I have. All right? So I'm going to choose the blue. And notice it only affects the current one. And the reason that it does that is I may decide I want to take the current page and make that a different color. Maybe I want the current page to be green. And I want the other pages here to be blue. So you can see how simple that is. Now, I didn't show you this before, but if I click right here and I click on block parameters for that color, if my color isn't shown, I can click more and either use a color wheel here, or I can put in my own hexadecimal value. All right. Well, why is that important? Well, if we go back and we look on here, one of these colors, so this was my header background, hopefully this is the right one, was FDB 930. So you'll notice that I can come back in here and I can change this to FDB 930, and it has changed the color. All right, so this is what I have in here so far. Again, if I don't want that button, I can just come over to Show Buttons and remove it. All right, so that's the beginning. Let's jump from the beginning to the end. I'm going to juggle way down towards the bottom, and notice there's three types of footers. I've got this footer right here, which allows me to put a lot of information in there. I don't want that one, so I'm going to click on that. Say remove the block. I don't want it. All right. I've got another one that is just like this one, but it also includes a Google map. All right. Other than that, it looks pretty much like the other one. No, I don't want that one either. So I'm going to get rid of that one. For now, I'm just going to keep and make a very simple one. All right, which is the last one that's, well, I guess there's another one here that has a 4-minute. Don't want that one either. I'm going to use the number 4, the last one that's at the very bottom. And it's just a simple little form with a copyright, terms of use, etc. All right, so I can click on this again. I can go to color just like we did. All right, and that's going to be for my text. So let's click on here. We're going to go to block parameters, color, background color. Come on. I don't want an image. I want a background color. There we go. And I should be able to, hopefully that's still in there. There it is. All right. So there is my footer. All right. And it looks a little funky because of the way that it's set up. These are the same color. I could come in here and add things if I wanted to. So instead of company name, I could write, for example, JP Scott Incorporated as an example. For the copyright, notice it gives me that symbol. I can change this to 2017. If I decided I wanted to come in here, I could add, and I could put in links, for example. So I could put in home. Whoops. And about and contact. And I could take each one of those and I could make each one of those a link. All right, telling it exactly where to link to. I can bold it. In fact, let's just grab, can we grab all of this and bold it? Okay, so you can see what we're doing. And if I want to, at any time, I can come up here and preview this in a browser. So that's what it looks like right now. All right, not real much, but I'm going to add more to it in just a second. All right, so I want to get rid of my preview. I'm back into Mobilize here. I'm going to click here and I'm going to add a header section. All right, and I'll grab this one because I like this one the best. And I want to sneak that in there. And I think it there did it. Okay, so you'll notice I've written no code and you can see already what I have in here. I'm a little weirded out because this is a different color than this and I thought they'd be the same. So let me look at that. So I'm going to click on here and I'm going to click on block parameters, background color. Oh, it's got me checking that background color for here. So let me go back to block parameters, background image. So I got my image back. So I'm back to here, block parameters, color, more, and that's the color I want. Let me copy it to the clipboard. I'm going to come down here, click again, block parameters, color, more. According to this is the same color. I don't know why it looks so funky right now, but it does. All right, so let's say I don't want this image. I can add my own. So I click here, go up to block parameters, go up to background image, click on the image, and now I can change it. Let's grab one of my own images. Okay, so for right now, I'll browse the computer and I'll grab one of those St. Louis Blues images that I have. All right, in fact, one of the ones that I did not use. So I'll click here and click open and click OK. That's all I had to do to change that image. All right, in much the same way, I can come in here and I can click on the button and I can remove it if I don't want it. I can add another button by cloning it. I can change the color of this button. And you see it changes immediately. This button that's right here is referred to as a ghost button, which means all you get is the outline of it until you hover over it. But again, I can work with the color on that one as well. If you choose, keep it at gray, it stays a ghost button, but I could change it to another color. The blue doesn't look really good, so let's change it to green. Okay, that's okay. The Mobilize website builder, this is all editable text. So, St. Louis Blues hockey, hickey. All right. And I can grab all of that text, click on it, or just click on the text, click color, choose something else. For instance, there's a red, and you can see it changed immediately. If I don't want this text, I can highlight it and just hit delete, and it's gone. So you see how easy it is to work with that stuff. All right. Now, if we go ahead and preview our site in the browser, you see how it's changed. All right, let's close this. Well, that's interesting. There it is. And I'm going to come in and again click over here. And let's look at something else. Let's bring a slider in. All right, so I'm going to drop a slider in here. You notice what you get by default. You get 3 images. I could change those images if I wanted to, but just to show you, now in my site, I've got the hockey player and I've got my images. And my images I can move this way. I can move them by using the arrows, and they will move automatically after a certain amount of time. All right, again, I can click on any image. I know I can do this because I've done it before. So I can click on the image and I can come over and change those images if I want to, etc. All right. So it's because I'm still in the browser preview mode. So if I come back to Mobirise and I click on the image and I go up to block parameters, there's my images, so I can change any of those images. So if I wanted it changed, I can click on the image, all right, right here, and I can tell it what image I want it to use. So very quickly, let's just change all those images. We'll use the lady here, it looks like. Click OK. All right. Now, that's a little hard to read, but if you notice, and the text is very hard to read, but when I click on the image like this, my other ones are still here, all right? And if I click on the image, and I go over to my block parameters, all right, you'll notice there's also an overlay that I can put in. And if I do that, it gets much darker. And I can also work with the opacity. 1 meaning I can't see it, 0 meaning there is none, so I'll keep it in the middle. All right, now I'm going to click on the second image right there. And I'll change it again to another one of their pre-done images. So I'll have this lady here and click OK. All right, and then go to the third image. Again, I got to bring in my block parameters. Click on the image in question. And I'll bring in this guy that's here. Click OK. All right, so you can see that very simply, I came in and literally, well, like I thought I changed them all, but just to be sure, block parameters, click on the image, and I'm getting a bunch of random ones here, so I'll click on the gentleman here, click OK, now I've got him, go to the next one, again, click on my block parameters, click on that image, and we will change it to, looks like this one right here. Okay. All right, I don't like that color, so I'll go back to block parameters and I'll add an overlay. All right, now when I come back and I go to preview it in the browser, you'll notice I now have my slideshow with 3 totally different images in them. All this text is customizable. These buttons are customizable. I can add, remove buttons, change the color on buttons, add, remove text, change the color on text, etc. All right, let's go back into Mobirise again. And let's come in and look at something else. So media, let's go in and drag a media block in here. So there you go. I can embed media. All right, and to show you how easy it is to embed media, I'm going to go out to YouTube. And I'm going to go out to this guy named Jeff Scott. And I'm going to go out to one of his videos. All right, so let's go out and just grab one, this generic St. Louis Blues website. So I'm going to go out to there, and there's his presentation. And I'm going to go down to where it says share, and I'm going to grab that particular URL, and I'm going to copy it to the clipboard. All right, I'm going to go back to Mobirise, and clicking on here, okay, for the URL, I'm going to put that in right there. And click OK. Don't know if I did that right or not, so let's double check. Video URL. The aspect ratio, typically you want to leave alone. You could tell it to play automatically and to keep playing. There's my video. So again, if I come back one more time, and I should have shown you this, here it is in desktop view. There it is in a mobile view. So if I've been watching it on a tablet, and here it is in a phone view. You'll notice that it's 100% responsible. I now have the squished or hamburger menu also that I get here and I get here. But when it's full size, I get the actual menu showing. All right, down here, here's my video. If I click, I can choose to, if I want to open that in a new title, etc. All right. So let's keep going. Content. Let's drag a content block into here. All right. So now I've got some content. I can go in and click on any one of these images and change it. You see how easy that is to change. All right, I can have these buttons and I can link them to something if I want to. So for instance, it says Bootstrap 3. So I could link that to what? The URL, http://getbootstrap.com as an example. There's my link. So now when I come in and I run this and I click on that button, you notice it gets me there. Now, that wasn't done very well because what I really should have done there is I should have opened that link in a new window. And now it will. So again, I'm going to run that one more time. Come down to here. And it's now opening it up in a new window. There's my site. There's my new window. All right. And I'm at 22 minutes, so I'm going to stop right now. When I start back up again, I'm going to try to at least start to come in there and create this St. Louis Blues Line website. So I'll be back with that very shortly.